So everybody knows that I came to be known. A lot of people who watch this video know I came to be known by making all these videos on YouTube, mostly basketball stuff. Before I was even talking to the camera, I was just making videos, working on my game and just putting it out on YouTube. So about 10 years in, 9 years in, once I had already started playing pro ball overseas, I started to feel, for the first time ever, I started to feel like maybe a little bit of mental burnout. Not physical, but mental. And this is 10 straight years, counting college, 15, 20 years back to even before that, of working out 2-3 times every single day. Like the whole time I was pro, just 3 workouts a day. You got on the court, you got conditioning, you got strength training, and sometimes you add in multiples of those. You got games that you're playing in, recreational leagues, you're playing one-on-one games, pick up, all of that stuff. So I'm working out, who knows how many hours of workouts that I did, and I never felt burnout. I was always excited to work out. Even days when, let's say I went on a vacation, or I told somebody I would do something for them, or just for some reason my schedule got thrown off, maybe voluntarily take somebody to the airport, or I had to travel somewhere, I had family in town, something like that, where I didn't work out 2-3 times a day, I felt like I was slacking. Like mentally, I felt like something was missing. My day felt off. So I was used to working out multiple times a day. But around this time, like 9 years in, I started to feel a little bit of mental fatigue. Like it wasn't as exciting to me anymore. I wasn't that excited to keep hustling to figure out where's the next place I'm going to play overseas. I wasn't that excited about getting up and going to the gym the next day and recording my workouts and putting the next thing out, and what's the next workout going to be, what's the next league that I'm going to play in, what's the next pickup game. I don't care if it was Tuesday and I wasn't playing pickup till Saturday and I was just working out by myself between then. I was excited thinking about that, but for the first time I wasn't feeling that excitement anymore. Not like I wasn't feeling like I didn't want to do it, but I just wasn't as excited about it as I had always been before that. So I decided that as soon as I got to that point, because this is something that I talk about in my book, like as soon as somebody gets to that point where you're not really excited about doing the work anymore, what happens next is that you start doing the work as if you're not excited. Like it starts to show in your activity. And I hadn't gotten to that point yet, but I felt like I was almost there. So I didn't want to cheat the game. And that's something that I remember I was watching LeBron's show with the barbershop. And one of the things that he said, I think it was, what's the white guy's name? Jon Stewart, was saying that when he felt like it was time for him to walk away, he started coming to the meetings later. He started showing up later to the recordings and stuff like that. And LeBron said, you know what that is? You start to cheat the game. And once you felt like you're cheating the game, you knew it was time for you to walk away. And it was the same thing. I mean, Michael Jordan said the same thing. He felt like he didn't have that challenge or that something that was burning inside of him to really go to the next workout, the next session, whatever it was. He didn't want to do it anymore. And I was starting to feel that mentally, like that I was going to start cheating myself and cheating my training and cheating whoever when I didn't have that fire anymore, even just to work out by myself. And I didn't even know when my next opportunity was coming to compare it to, Jon Stewart, Michael Jordan. So I decided to take 1 week and just not work out. I didn't work out for a whole week. No basketball, no strength training, no conditioning, nothing. Only thing I did was yoga, and I was living in South Beach at the time, so I would just go to take my yoga mat, go to the park in South Point Park. Any of y'all been in South Beach, you know what I'm talking about. I'll go out to that park and I just do some yoga. I recorded myself doing that. I don't think I ever even put those videos out, but I just recorded myself doing the yoga, and then I just got on the computer for the rest of the day. And at this time I was writing books, so I've written the Mental Handbook, Mirror Motivation, the Super You, Overseas Basketball Blueprint, a lot of my early books. That's when I had really started writing a little bit more, when I knew, because I did buy a game first in like 2010. And then I started writing more books, and I really started thinking about what am I going to do after this? Because every athlete knows, even if you make it in sports and you go pro in any sport, eventually that sport's over. I mean, unless you're playing something like, I don't know, golf, you're probably going to be done by age of 40. Most athletes done way before that, 10 years before that. So I knew eventually it would be over for me. What am I going to do next? Like, what else can I bring to the table? And through making YouTube, I did the weekly motivation videos, which some of you may remember. That's where I really got the inkling that, you know what, I can take this mental stuff that I always talk about, and I can translate this for people who don't even play ball, people who don't even play sports, people who don't know anything about basketball. They don't even know what a pick and roll is. They wouldn't even know what a workout is or a crossover or any of that stuff. But the same principles that I learned from sports that I was teaching people on the mental side, and I called it weekly motivation, even though it wasn't always really motivation. It was just mental game, and that's what I call it now. And that's my expertise in the mental game. I said, I could teach this to other people who get up and go to an office every day with a suit and tie on. They can get benefit from this, and it's going to be even more interesting to them because it's coming from a person who's not like them. It's from somebody who was playing ball. And, you know, you see somebody who played ball and they played pro ball. That's like they made it. Like, you lived the dream, as they say. So that would make it even more interesting. That would give me some more appeal. So that's really how I got the idea of what am I going to do next when I transition out of playing sports to what's my next career going to be. And it wasn't like I jumped completely from apples to oranges, because I was already doing it. I was already talking about it. So I didn't have to really come up with a whole bunch of new material. I already had it. I already had 300 weekly motivation videos. I already had 1 million comments that I had read and replied to. So I knew what kind of challenges people had. And when I thought about it even deeper, I realized, you know what? The same people who used to leave comments on my YouTube videos in 2010, in 2019, they not all playing ball anymore. Some of them started their own businesses. Some of them are in college right now. Some of them, they're working professionally as a business person. I've spoken at conferences, people come up to me and say, yo, I used to watch you on YouTube. Or they'll say, my kids watch you on YouTube. Or I told my son that you were our presenter, and they was like, yo, I heard of that dude. I used to watch his basketball videos and things like that. So it translated over, and I'm telling you this whole story. This was the story of how I knew it was time for me to stop hooping. So when people often ask me, when did you know it was time to walk away? The short answer is when I wasn't excited to keep doing the work. And for me, I know some people like to say, you don't have to be excited about doing the work, just got to be excited about the results. But me, I'm wired a little bit differently. I like to be excited about getting up and doing the work. When I'm not excited about doing the work, that means it's time for me to stop doing the whole job, period. And when I got to that point, that's when I started figuring out what's the next thing for me. The challenge that a lot of people have, and I'm going to talk about this in my book, it's called Work on Your Games, coming out February 22nd, the pro athlete mindset used to dominate in sports, business, and life. What a lot of people do is they don't feel excited anymore, but then they keep doing the job. They keep showing up, they keep coming to the gym, they keep coming to the office, and then they're kind of like, they're half-assing it. They're cheating the game, they're kind of going through the motions. Any of you play sports, maybe you heard a coach say that. People do it in the work world too. Just because somebody got on a suit and tie and they carry a briefcase, they're not any more locked in than the athlete who's half-assing in their training. It's the exact same mindset, and it's the exact same results that they get. But my book is going to help clear all that up for all of y'all who may have that challenge, or anybody you know who might have it. So again, that book is called Work on Your Game, Using a Pro Athlete Mindset to Dominate in Sports, Business, and Life. It's coming out February 22nd at the link below. You can pre-order the book. I got a bunch of bonuses that you're going to get for free just for pre-ordering that book. All you got to do is send us the receipt. So go to that link down there. I'll catch you on the next story. Let me know what y'all thought of this one. Work on your game.